Hi, my name is Felicia. I'm from the U.S. and I'm going to tell you a very interesting and very beautiful story about my life. These events changed my life. I went across the world to meet my soulmate. Where did I go, you ask? I went to the very dangerous country of Pakistan. If you enjoy my story, please subscribe to me. Let me begin my story. The name of my story is Felicia Loves Atif. She goes on the internet every morning to talk to him. When she sees that the love of her life is online, a smile comes over her face. And when he begins to type to her on Instant Messenger, her heart begins to beat faster. You could say that this is a typical internet relationship, but if you were to ask either of them, they would tell you, no, this is something very, very special, and that they truly love each other so much. If you were to watch them chat online or listen to them on the phone, there is no doubt that you would agree. Felicia and Atif truly love each other so much. Perhaps someday they will let you into their beautiful world. How did this start? How do you know that you love each other if you have never met face to face? Please, let me explain. Let me start with Felicia's story. They met, as many others do online, by looking at each other's profiles on a marriage website. Actually, it was Felicia that found Atif's profile. At that time, she didn't even contact him, but kept his profile in her favorites. You see, Felicia is very shy and also would never approach a man about marriage. She doesn't feel that this is proper. However, Atif had seen that she had looked at his profile, so he contacted her. Then they fell madly in love? No. Actually, it didn't quite happen that easily. Although once she saw his profile, she never looked at another man. A few days later, she deleted her profile from that marriage website because she knew she had found her true love. Atif asked her to email him and please tell him more about herself. She did, and he emailed her back. Every day he would send her an email. She thought he was nice and very respectful. His English was not so good, but she could understand what he was saying. She wasn't really sure what to think about Atif at first. He was almost 10 years younger than her, lived halfway across the world from her, spoke a different language, and came from an entirely different culture. But every day there was an email from him. Her heart fluttered when she would see that he had sent her an email, and she was so excited to read each one. She would go around for the rest of the day with a big smile on her face. But honestly, was this man truly interested in marrying her? He reassured her every day that he was very serious about marrying her. He asked if he could talk to her on the phone. She told him that she didn't think she was ready for that yet. But Atif is very persistent and very charming. He told her that he just wanted to hear what her voice sounded like. Finally, she gave in and told him that he could call her. I remember that first conversation vividly. But if you were to ask me what he said during that first phone call, oh my God, I could not understand much of what he said. I loved his accent. His voice was so beautiful. I understood him say, "How are you?" at the beginning of our call, and at the end of the call, him telling me that he would call me back in a few hours. Apart from that, I could not understand a word. I said okay a lot, and so he wouldn't know I couldn't understand a word he was saying. When he called back a few hours later, he put his uncle on the phone to talk to me. His uncle said, "Atif is a very nice man and is very serious about marrying you. Are you serious about marrying him? If you are, I will buy him a ticket to come to the U.S. and meet you. I'm thinking, oh my God, I just met this man 4 days ago. Do things like this really happen? You expect me to marry a man I just met? So I told his uncle, I like Atif very much, but I do have some questions, and I would like to talk with him some more. Obviously, this is a huge cultural difference. What am I getting myself into? So that day I spent hours on the internet talking with Atif, asking him a million questions about our life if we were married. Where would we live? Do you want to live in Pakistan? Do you want to live in the US? Do you want me to work? What will I do all day? Do you want to have children? What about money? What about finances? So many questions about what life is like in Pakistan. Oh, I'm certain that Atif was so tired of all my questions, but he answered all of them with such patience. I would have to say that this was the day I knew that I loved him. The next day I removed my profile from that marriage website. Ever since that day, Atif and I have chatted on the internet every day. Due to the time difference between us, which is approximately 12 hours, he would stay up all night and chat with me. That really touched my heart. I would beg him to please go to bed. You must be so tired. He told me no, that he wanted to talk with me. Most nights he would talk with me until early in the morning, and then he would sleep afterwards. This man is so sweet, staying up all night talking to me. He would say the most beautiful things to me, things that I had never heard any other man say to me. He would always say how beautiful I am, how much he loved me. He was very romantic. To this day, when I hear his voice on the phone, my heart melts. So at some point, I decided that I was going to go to Pakistan. And I will continue the rest of my story in part 2. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Bye. Have a nice